And here we are with the food lists. Okay, so these are the food lists written by food group. Beneath these little colored boxes here, go back to the page where it had the chart and the flowers of the colors, a lot or some. We'll see that here. There's a lot of sweet, a lot of astringent, a little bitter, and a little pungent. Most likely you will find those pungent foods right here warming up the vata and the kapha, and pitta, not for you. You can have some, and there will be little notes on each page with an asterisk saying, meaning some, and if it is a food that needs to be cooked, it will make a mention of it. So the code is down here to understand. Super simple. I wanted this to be an easy read. Food lists are challenging, especially if you have a family or if you really are trying to address two doshas. Okay, I'm a kapha, but my vata is out of control. Vata, kapha, and tridoshic. Okay, the pages were also created so that you see down here there's a dotted line. Yes, because the key is on this page. There are also notes like tomato is also sour. Yes, I made note of that. These lists are a compilation of research that I have done over 10 years. Going with the majority of authorities in the field of Ayurveda, I took that information and I compared it, because I noticed that between various authors, or sometimes even with the same author, that food lists were a little different, just a few things. Tastes were a little different. Even the heating and cooling properties of a food were a little different. After I graduated Ayurvedic Institute and I began, well, my healing journey had begun before that, but now as a practitioner and applying more to my life, people were asking, what did I do? And so as a public speaker and a teacher, this was my way to be able to share the information of Ayurveda. But because of the Sanskrit, people were getting caught up, and this is why I did the color coding of this system, and as I explained, the animals as far as the avatars for each constitution. But I also want to assure people that along with this, I wanted the bottom line from me. I wanted to know that when I was speaking to people that I had accurate information, because I knew as a student, I was finding different information out there. So between, you know what, I won't even list authors. You know all of the tops. I can in another video where I can list beneath and share some of my experiences, because there is one book that was so far off from everybody else. I was like frustrated. Frustrated. I took this information and I compared all of it. And then I said, oh, wait a minute. You studied with this person, so-and-so. This is probably just a regurgitation of what you've learned. And I compared the information. I'm like, oh yeah, that doesn't count as a second resource. That's just a repeat of one resource. Okay. So the information that is contained in this workbook, so whether it's qualities for the tastes, you're going to notice a few that differ. Whether it's the foods listed by which dosha favors, yes, I'm telling you. Go get your research material. Grab 2 or 3 books and open it up. Look at your vegetable list. Okay, first of all, see how easy it is to pick out and your vegetables. Okay, look for 2 doshas. How much time does that take? This is so much quicker. I did this because I wanted easy for all of us. This is why. Otherwise, I was making these for my clients, and I said, I'll just put this into a book, okay, to make it easier for all of us. And we could cut it out and lay the pages out and compare the foods. This way, if you're grocery shopping, on every single page, you just lay it out. And you say, I'm shopping for kapha, kapha, kapha. Okay. Cut this out, perfect circles, if you want to. This information remains behind, so you have the codes. You also have additional information in there. You have the tastes, vegetables, fruits, grains. These pages are so thick. See? Slowing me down here. Okay. Oh, yes, that's correct. Oils and sweeteners. Legumes. Dairy and animal foods. Nuts and seeds. Spices. Milks and juice. Teas. And I added alcohol. I did not have in the first version of the workbook. I didn't include that. Oh my goodness, the lighting is changing.